Hello. Okay, so we're going to aim for 60 minutes. Let's bring the hands together, feet together. Deep inhale. Exhale. As you inhale, draw your belly in and up. As you exhale, drop your tailbone down. Again, inhale. This time, arms by your sides as you exhale. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, fold forward. Come halfway up, maybe fingertips on the floor or hands to shins. Exhale, step back, bend the elbows. Chaturanga, yoga push-up. Inhale, come to the top of the foot, chest up, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward dog. We'll stay here for 5 breaths. That's 2. 3. Legs straight, arms straight. 4. And 5. After your exhale, step or jump your feet towards your hands. Inhale to straighten the legs when you get there. Exhale, fold. Rise up. Inhale. Arms by the sides. Exhale. Reach up. Inhale. Fold forward. Exhale. Halfway up. Inhale. Step or jump. Chaturanga. Exhale. Upward facing dog. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Right leg to the ceiling. Inhale. Bring your right knee to touch your elbow. Exhale. Leg to the ceiling again. Inhale. Knee to the elbow. Exhale. Leg to the ceiling. Inhale. Just lower the foot. Normal downward dog. Exhale. Left leg up high. Inhale. Left knee to the left elbow. Exhale. Keep your arms straight. Inhale. Left toes to the ceiling. Exhale. Knee to the elbow. Press into your fingertips. Inhale. Leg up straight. Downward dog. Exhale. Heels up high. Inhale. Bend the knees. Look forward past your fingers. Exhale. Jump forward or step. Inhale when you get there. Straighten the legs. Fold. Exhale. Rise up. Inhale. Arms by the sides. Exhale. Reach up. Inhale. Fold forward. Exhale. Come halfway up. Chest forward. Inhale. Step or jump back. Lower down. Exhale. Inhale. Chest up. Chin up. Look up. Exhale. Downward dog. Right leg up high. Either repeat what we did before or knee to the nose. Exhale. Leg up high. Inhale. Keep the arms straight. Knee to the nose. Exhale. Inhale. Leg up high. Normal downward dog. Exhale. We'll just switch sides. Left leg up. Inhale. It will be easier if you choose knee to elbow. So either elbow or nose. Exhale. Leg up high. Inhale. Knee to the elbow or nose. Exhale. Leg up high. Inhale. And downward dog. Exhale. Heels up high. Inhale. Bend the knees. Exhale. Look forward. Step or jump. Inhale when you're there. Exhale to fold. Rise all the way up. Inhale. Arms by the sides. Exhale. Bend into the knees. Reach up. Inhale. Straighten the legs. Arms by the sides again. Exhale. We're just going to do this 2 more times. So as you bend your knees, the chest lifts. You're in a back bend. Exhale. Find your neutral pelvis again. Drop your tailbone down. One more time, inhale, reach. Your palms may or may not touch. Straight legs, arms by the sides, we look straight forward. Bend the knees, reach up, look up. And this time, fold as you straighten the legs, just drop your head. Come halfway up, inhale. Step or jump to chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward dog, exhale. Right leg to the ceiling, inhale. Step to the hands for your exhale. Warrior one, inhale, reach up. Hands down, bend the elbows as you step back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Left leg up high, inhale. So each half breath has an action. Exhale to step forward. Back heel to the floor, inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands come down. We step back and then the elbows, all in that exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Either stay here. If this is too hard, you're going to come to child's pose, which looks like this. It's a little more relaxing. Or you're going to try to come down to your elbows, down dog B. This is a little more difficult than the straight arm downward dog because you need to have more shoulder flexibility. So those of you that chose to come down to the elbows, make sure you're digging your fingertips into the floor. Don't let your hands migrate toward each other. The ability to keep your hands is part just being stubborn, but it's part letting your shoulders rotate out away from your ears. Let's all meet in a straight arm downward dog. Next inhale, heels up high. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward and jump. Inhale whenever you're there. Fold, exhale. Bend the knees, lift the arms, Urdhva Kukkutasana. Straighten the legs, neutral pelvis, look forward. Bend the knees, reach up. Here's your back bend. We counter that with a forward bend, straight legs, drop the head. Halfway up, inhale. Step or jump to chaturanga, yoga push-up, exhale. Upward facing, inhale. Downward facing, exhale. Right leg to the ceiling, inhale. Step to the hands, exhale. Lower the back heel, reach up, inhale. This is warrior one. We're going to just put our hands on the floor and pause here for a moment. So we have quite a lot of energy pushing down into the hands here. Make sure your arms are straight. Just lift your back heel. So now it's just an easy lunge. If you drop your head, your knee and your head are already very close together. Keep that, and when you can, rounded plank. We're going to stay for 3 breaths. Belly in, shoulder blades wide. Okay, 3-legged dog, inhale. Right foot to the floor, downward dog, exhale. Left leg high, inhale. Step forward, exhale. Warrior one, reach up, inhale. Place the hands on the floor and just pause. Practice pushing down with your hands. Lift your back heel. You can drop your head now or at any point, and we'll start to slide that left foot back. We'll lift our heel toward our butt. Head and knee touch. Right leg is very strong. Then on your next inhale, left leg up high. Lower the foot, downward dog. Either rest here, or child's pose, or down dog B. Those of you going to down dog B, try to get there with 2 elbows landing at the same time. If you only think about bending the elbows, this might happen. Have a quick look at your screen. The elbows might bow out. That's not going to get them to the ground. So as you are bringing your elbows down, you're rotating the shoulder so that they land behind your wrists. That will get much easier over the years. Wherever you are, relax your neck. And we're going to meet again in the straight arm downward dog. Let's lift the heels high for an inhale. Bend the knees, exhale, and step or jump forward. Inhale when you get there. Fold, exhale. Bend the knees, lift the arms, inhale. Straighten the legs, exhale. I'm going to step back a little bit so that the hands still land on the mat. We're going to do an arm balance in a moment. So give yourself an extra 12 inches. Bend the knees, inhale, reach up. And exhale, place the hands about 12 inches in front of your feet. Lift the heels and just practice bringing the weight forward into your arms, literally shifting the weight. If that's going well for you, place your knees by your armpits and maybe come onto your tippy toes so you go a little further. And maybe eventually one or both feet will lift up. It's all because you leaned forward. Let's gently place the feet back down again. The weight will come into the heels again. We can then slip the hands away and reach up. Next, exhale, fold forward. Straight legs. Halfway up, inhale. Step or jump back, chaturanga. The logistics of where you are on your mat might change a little bit. We'll meet in downward dog. When you get there, right leg up high, inhale. Step to the hands, exhale. High lunge, we'll just leave the back heel up, inhale. Open up warrior two, exhale. Straighten the front leg, inhale. Bend the front leg again to warrior two, about 90 degrees bent. 2 more times. The left leg will just stay straight the whole time. 1 more time, and maybe when you're bending the right knee, maybe it can't get 90 degrees. Just to what your range is. Take a full breath here in your warrior two. Let's lower the hands to the floor. Step back. Exhale to bend the elbows. Inhale to your back bend. Exhale to your downward dog. Left leg up high. Inhale. Step to the hands. Exhale. High lunge, inhale. Open up warrior two, exhale. So we have a heel to arch alignment here, so you might have to creep your feet into a different spot. Inhale to straighten your left leg. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, both legs straight, arms straight. Exhale, bend the knee. Try to keep your triceps engaged. Inhale, last time. Exhale, bend the knee, place the hands, and step back. Exhale to lower down. Inhale to lift the chest. Exhale to lift the hips. So make a choice, stay here, or make it easier with child's pose, or make it harder with down dog B. Those of you who think down dog B is still too easy, you'll step 1 foot in. You'll use your other leg to help launch you up to your forearm stand. You'll let the legs scissor in the air, and you'll come down with the other leg. Then you'll try the other side. Your fingers will catch you. And once you've done both sides, take your time. We're all just going to meet in a straight arm downward dog again. Let's lift the heels for an inhale. Bend the knees, exhale, look forward and jump. Or step. Inhale, straight legs. Exhale to fold. Bend the knees, arms up. Inhale, there's your back bend. Straight legs. Samasthiti, there's your neutral. Bend the knees, reach up. Inhale. And let's fold forward. Hands will go again in front of the feet. I'm going to back up. This time, option for headstand. So those of you who are new and working your arm balance, you're just going to try to bring your weight forward out of the heels. Your butt could be low or your butt could be high. It's very hard to let your fingers catch you. So when you feel like you can start to play with knees on arms, eventually the balance comes. You're looking forward. When you want your headstand, drop your head and bend your elbows. The top of your head will land on the ground. Once your head lands, now it's just all core strength to get your legs up. That would require a lot of stubbornness. So those of you in the headstand, you're going to lower your legs and lift your head at the same time, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. And we'll meet in downward dog. So those of you who did not take the headstand, you'll just make your way to downward dog by stepping or jumping your feet back. Okay, right leg up high, inhale. Step to the hands, exhale. High lunge, inhale. Warrior two, exhale. Like you did before, straighten the leg. Exhale to rebend. We're going to place the elbow on the thigh. Reach the left arm over the ear. Either stay like that. Notice how your chest is turning up toward the ceiling. Or lower your right hand to the floor, but keep your chest turning up toward the ceiling. There's also a lot of space in between those two positions that I showed you. So if I want the height, maybe I just come to fingertips on the ground. Doesn't have to be palm all the way flat. Okay, let's lower that left hand down. Step back, Vinyasa, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Left side, inhale, leg up high. Exhale, step forward, try to land between your hands. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, open up. So the hips and collarbones face the long edge of the mat. Inhale, straighten the leg. This is just to get some cracks and pops out of the hip. Exhale, bend. Place the elbow. You could go up and around with the right arm, or you can go down and around. Or you could bend the elbow and play with it. There's a million ways. You'll start to find your way when you practice more and more. Just keep your back leg straight. Think about pushing the pinky toe edge of the right foot into the floor and scooping that left hip underneath you so that you spin open a little more. Okay, and hands to the floor. We step back and bend the elbows on an exhale. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Shake out your head. Make a choice. Where do you need to go for your sanity and sustainability? I'm going to go to the forearms again. Doesn't mean you have to. And those of you who that's too easy, again, you're going to scissor your Marichyasana. One foot will step in. The other leg will lift up. And you give yourself the smallest of push from the bottom leg. One side will be easier than the other. We're going to meet in a straight arm downward dog again. We'll take a breath or so there. We'll all be on a different pace. Let's walk our downward dog back, hands toward feet. We'll reach for the big toes with the first two fingers and thumb. Inhale. And exhale to fold over your legs. As we stay here, just be cognizant of where is your weight. You don't want it all in the heels, because that will be avoiding some of your hamstring stretch. So try to center your weight evenly between the heels and the balls of the feet. Okay, next inhale, whenever that is for you, straighten your arms. Place your palms down, exhale. If your knees are bent, that's fine. One day they'll straighten. We'll walk ourselves into downward dog again. Just get the legs as straight as you can as you're doing this. It will depend a lot on your Achilles, your calves, your hamstring, your back. Once you're in downward dog, it will also involve your shoulders quite a bit. Okay, heels up high, inhale. Bend the knees, exhale, look forward, step or jump. Inhale when you get there. Fold, exhale. Bend the knees. Inhale, there's your back bend. Straighten the legs, Samastitihi. Bend into the knees. Inhale. Arm balance. It's just a practice. So, if this is your practice, putting the hands down and trying to lean forward, that's good. When you're ready, knees to arms. Lean. When you're ready, one or both feet up. When you're ready, drop your head. Bend the elbows. Lift the legs. This time we're going to return to Bakasana. This is a very advanced situation. So take it slow. Knees to the chest. Knees to the arms. I have to rejigger once they get there. They never land where I want. And then as soon as the head starts to lift, we pull our chest forward and look forward. Let's return to Utkatasana. Place the feet on the floor. Sink your weight to the heels so you can lift the arms. Inhale. Straighten the legs as you fold. Exhale. Inhale, halfway up. Step or jump back. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. And exhale, downward facing. We'll just take a few breaths. It might be a rest for you. So those of you who are unsure about that headstand that we just did, if it looks fun or if it's in your strength capabilities right now, just pause the video and try it a few more times. Okay, right leg up high, inhale. Step to the hands, exhale. High lunge, just reach up, inhale. Open up to the side, exhale. We'll straighten the right leg. You may or may not want to bring your left foot in a little closer. We'll find triangle pose, reach out. Lower the hand. You'll either go to your knee, your shin, ankle, maybe the big toe, like the grip we had before. We stay here for 5 breaths. That's already 2. 3. Make sure your legs are straight. If that means your right hand is on your knee, that's totally fine. Okay, and 5. Inhale your way up. We'll just rebend that front leg and place the back knee on the floor so that we're facing front. This is a low lunge. In Sanskrit, we call it Anjaneyasana. It's a great pose for a lot of things. Either stay here and keep your hand on your thigh for stability, or interlace your hands, place them behind your head, bring your elbows in so that you can actually see them with the periphery of your vision, and start to push your head back. When your head pushes back, your elbows will face the ceiling. You can even see the ceiling. As you're doing that, drop your hips closer to the floor. As close as they can go. There should be no excruciating pain in the hip, but it is a very awake stretch, but not pain. Okay, slowly release the hands down, step back, lower down on an exhale. Inhale to lift the chest, exhale to lift the hips. Left leg up high, inhale, step to the hands, exhale. High lunge, inhale, open to warrior 2, exhale. So we're facing the long edge of the mat. Inhale, straighten the left leg, adjust your back foot as you want. Reach out with the left arm. We'll still face that long edge of the mat as we lower the hand. So we're trying to twist our torso open toward the ceiling. We even look up. We see that right thumb. And we try to scooch that left hip underneath us more. So it feels like the right shoulder can go back more. Okay, inhale to rise. Exhale to bend the front knee. Place the right knee on the ground. Hang out here for a moment. So the trajectory of the hips is down and forward. The shoulders are opposite. They're going back. If you feel balanced, interlace fingers, hands behind the head, press the head back. If your elbows are wide, you're going to feel very stuck in that shoulder joint. So elbows come in, arms are in the sockets, and then as you're pressing your head back, your whole upper back will move as one unit. Okay, slowly release. Hands come down, we'll step back. Take your time. If you're sick of this vinyasa thing, just go to downward dog. Because we'll end up there anyway. Okay, right leg high, inhale. Rounded plank, like you did earlier. Exhale, knee toward the nose, or you can opt for knee toward elbow. Inhale, leg up high again. One more time, just like that. Exhale, you're curling into a little ball. Inhale, leg up high, and use that same strength, just step the foot between the hands. If it didn't land, no worries. We're going to still do something else into it, so it won't matter. Right foot is going to anchor, left leg up, left arm up. Look up. That's 2. Left leg straight. 3. And if possible, right leg straight. You might even need to put your right hand on a block or on a book. And 5. Let's untwist, step back, and again place the left knee on the ground, that same place we were before, Vinyasas. Take it to robot arms. So we're going to roll the shoulders first forward, then up toward the ears, like a big shrug, and then roll the shoulders back. It's going to feel like your elbows are touching the wall behind you. Lots of opening for the chest. Either stay here or just touch the floor under your hips. This is very hard and takes many years. I have very long arms, so it looks easy for me, but that's purely the dimension of my arm. It's important to roll the shoulders back and to bend the front knee a lot. Okay, and we'll slide the hands forward, step back, exhale to bend the elbows. Inhale to lift the chest. Exhale to lift the hips. Downward dog. Okay, so other side, we're going to first prep the belly for that stepping forward. Left leg high, inhale. Left knee to the elbow or nose, exhale. So you're curling in. Inhale, leg up high. One more time, curl in. Inhale, leg up high. And step forward as far as you can. Eventually, you're going to get your toes lining up with your fingers. Just for the sake of the camera, I'm backing my foot up, but you're fine where you are. Stand on that left foot. Right arm up. Look up if you can. Balance will be harder, so maybe don't. Your left hand could be on any number of things to help you keep your balance. Yoga blocks have 3 heights. Books in your house have an infinite number of heights. Okay, let's untwist. Step back. Right knee to the floor. Low lunge, Vinyasas. So when we were in that Warrior 2 earlier, you were bending your front knee about 90 degrees and you were getting your knee over your ankle. This is a different situation. So notice how the knee is actually forward of the ankle. It's more like over the toes. Feel free to keep nudging the knee forward with your hands or take your robot arms. I do this big rounding and rolling just because otherwise I don't feel as much movement. And you might need to do it a few times. to get that feeling of elbows back, chest up. So it's like your heart is lifting because your shoulder blades are poking in the back. Either keep your elbows bent or reach down. Bend the front knee as much as you can stand it. Okay, and hands come down. We step back and we cycle through a vinyasa. Exhale to lower. Inhale, the back bend, upward dog. Exhale, the forward bend, downward dog, which is considered a resting position. But I remember my first couple years of yoga, this was not a resting position. So that's where the child's pose comes into play. Or even just sitting, kneeling, whatever you need to do for sustainability. Okay, heels up high, inhale. Bend the knees, look forward, exhale. Jump or step, feet to hands. Inhale when you get there. Fold, exhale. Bend the knees. Lift the arms. You've been here a million times. Urdhva Kukkutasana. This time we're going to reach forward, press the knees together, and sit a little lower. So the feet are already together. Pressing the knees together is no big deal. If your feet are apart, then don't press the knees together. This is an intentional thing where you want your feet apart. Just keep your knees tracking over the middle toes. In Ashtanga, we have feet together, knees together, so that we can press together. Okay, we're going to come all the way through a squat and sit down. If that is not a legit way for you to sit, go some other way. Once you're on your butt, straighten your legs. We're going to place our knuckles down. Shoulders back. This is just because we did a lot on the wrists. We're just letting our forearms and wrists get a different stretch. Belly in. This looks like an easy pose, but if you're flexing your feet and pressing your calf muscles down and engaging your quads, not an easy pose. And we're not slouching. Our shoulders are moving down and back. Our chest is lifting. Whew. Okay, let that go. We're going to bring our right foot to our left thigh. Inhale to reach up. Twist to face your left leg and exhale to fold over your leg. Try to hold your foot. And we'll stay here for a few breaths. Each inhale, we're trying to lengthen our back. And each exhale, we're folding forward, waking up that hamstring more. If this is too easy for you, go for your half lotus, Ardha Baddha Padma. Okay, so next inhale, rise up. We're going to move this right ankle to our lower left thigh. Drop this right knee toward the floor. Catch yourself with your hands, lean back, and slide your left heel close to your butt, as close as it will go. And start to walk your fingers in, so your chest is now moving closer to your shin. And you'll feel this great stretch through your right hip. It's like pigeon, but in pigeon it's very easy to cheat. In this pose, it's very hard to cheat. There's no way out. You cannot avoid the hip stretch in this pose. Unless, of course, you're leaning back really far, but that's more of maybe a choice that you're intentionally making. Okay, so we're going to come to standing again for flying pigeon. You could just let go of your right leg, stand up, and then I'll show you the pose. Or you could start to walk your hands forward. Just like when you approach the arm balance, you get your weight out of your heel. Then you can start to lift your butt and put the weight on the heel again. This is flying pigeon, so we'll meet here. If you got there a different way, no problem. The right ankle is on the lower left thigh, and we're flexing that right foot like crazy. Some of you having your hands in prayer is going to feel too easy. You're going to place your hands on the ground. Some of you, that's too easy. You're going to go for Galavasana, which is your knee and your ankle on your arms. You lean forward and lift your left leg. Wherever you wound up, we're going to eventually come to standing with 2 feet on the ground. Arms by the sides, neutral pelvis. And just look straight ahead. See how you feel. Okay. And we'll do all of this on the other side. So first, bend into the knees, Urdhva Kukkutasana. Feet together, knees together if you can. Start to reach forward so your arms counterbalance the weight of your butt. This is just logistics. If you have knee issues, this is potentially a place to avoid. I have back issues. So those of you with back issues, this is a great place because you're going to stretch your back and you're going to practice bringing your belly in. Okay, butt down, legs out. Vinyasas A, left foot to right thigh. Inhale, get height. Exhale, fold. Each inhale, a little more length, so your armpits are going away from your hips. Exhale, fold a little bit more. These are the stretches that will prepare you for foot behind the head type of stuff. Those are very hard poses to do in an hour. I personally take about 40 minutes to warm up to even thinking about it. Okay, next inhale, we'll rise up. We'll place that left ankle on the lower right thigh. It's already a flexed foot. Let that knee drop down. If your knee is up here somewhere, just be patient with yourself. This is one of those things. Just takes a little time. Lean back so that you can slide your right heel in as close as possible to your hip for sitting bone. And then start to walk your chest in as if it's going to touch your left shin. So it looks pretty pancaked because I've been doing this for many years. But if you're new to this system, you might have your right foot out there somewhere and you might be sitting back somewhere like this. Just get it where you can. You just want to feel something. That is the point. There's always somewhere else to go. So this pose can lead to thousands of things. Okay, so we're going to come to our right foot. If you're going the lazy way, which is just kind of leaning forward the way that I'm going, you just let your hands come forward to catch you, and your butt up and your right heel down. Flying pigeon. So I say it's the lazy way just because there's fewer steps in between place A and place B. But we'll all have ways that work for us. So those of you who went Baddha, your palms are down. Your left foot is hooked on your right arm. Flexed foot. And the more you push down, the easier it is to get your right leg up. We're going to meet standing, so take your time. Wherever you are, unravel yourself. And just stand, arms by your sides, looking straight ahead, calming the breath. Next inhale, reach up. Exhale to fold forward. Come halfway up for your inhale. Stepward jump back, lower down to chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing, inhale. Downward facing, exhale. We're going to try to jump through to have a seat. Really, you can come to your butt in any way you want. One way that's fun is you lift your heels high for an inhale. Bend your knees, look past your hands. Keep your arms straight, your palms flat. Shoulders come forward so that you can land. Okay, we're going to bend our right knee so that the heel is pretty close to your sitting bone, foot facing front. Lift your right arm up and try to hold your left foot. The left hand is just out to the side like a kickstand. I'll show you from this way. So our right hand's on the foot and our left hand is out there somewhere. Otherwise, we kind of tip over. We're going to bend the right elbow and try to pull our chest forward. Once you're ready, you're going to reach your right arm out to the side and try to get your armpit on your shin. You'll either stay here or you'll keep that right arm moving around the back. I'll show you from this side, and you can bind. So the bind is just the continuation of reaching out. As the hand comes to the side, the palm turns up. The knuckles land on your hip. The left arm eventually will come around. feed your left wrist to your right palm. Okay, let's slowly rise up, unravel yourself, and just straighten the right leg alongside the left. Inhale here. We'll roll down to the back, nice and slow, exhale. Reach your arms overhead, inhale, and roll up, slowly exhale. Stay here for your inhale. Lean back a bit and start to lift your legs. So your torso can counterbalance your legs. 2 more breaths. Feel free to bend the knees or to hold the legs with your hands. Okay, right leg down, left foot in, close to your butt with that left heel. Reach the left arm up and forward. Grab hold of your foot. Start to lean further forward. Your left elbow will bend to help bring your torso forward. When you have that far enough, you can just bring your left arm out to the side. It can stay right there, fingertips out to the side, or flip your palm up. Start to bend your elbow. That left hand is going to be facing away from you. Eventually, the right hand comes into the left hand. Let's rise up, release your legs, and let's reach the arms up and just bend the knees. Place the feet right next to each other so they're touching, they're pressing into each other. Straighten the legs and bend the knees again. Straighten the legs and bend the knees again. One more time, straight and bend. And we'll bring the heels close to the butt. We'll open the knees, lean forward so our shoulders can come through, and try to sit in a squat. So if we can lean far enough forward, the butt will come up. Then place the hands and step back to downward dog. Either stay there or rock forward to plank. Inhale. Chaturanga for your exhale. Upward facing dog. Inhale. And downward facing dog. Exhale. Right leg up high. Inhale. Step to the hands. Exhale. Lower the back knees. This is Vinyasas again. Feel free to stay here. This is stretching the left hip flexor. So I'm going to face this way. So it's stretching this section. If you want more, you're going to walk your butt back so that you sit just inside of your foot. And then you're going to start to lower down to your back. So getting here, the stretch for this left thigh hip flexor is similar, but more than what we had in Vinyasas. Take a few more breaths. Either pose, you're pressing your left toenails into the floor. Those of you who went back onto your shoulders, just start to use your hands to prop you up again, first on the elbows, then on the palms. And we'll meet again in that low lunge, so we'll just lift our butt and walk it forward so that we wind up again in this Anjane. Okay, fingertips down, lift your left knee, prayer twist to the right. So we're going to just hook our left arm, I'm just swiveling again for camera's sake. We're going to hook our left arm outside of the right thigh. Palms to prayer, look up, take any other fancy positions that you guys know and love, including binds, including back heel down. But you've done a lot of hip work at this point, so try to get this right hip to move back. Okay, slowly unravel. Step back, Vinyasa. We'll bring the left foot forward to the hands for Anjaneyasana. This is a stretch that for me I think I've been in yoga land for 20 years now. I still feel this like crazy. It's never gotten easier. So you decide, do you want to stay there or do you want to have a seat? If you're having a seat, your hip is just next to your arch of foot. And I'm just scooching forward so I don't end up off my mat. You can come down any amount. The left leg does not have to stay straight along the floor. You could place the sole of the foot down. You could bring the knee into the chest. Pretty much any number of things, whatever suits you. You just want to feel something in this hip flexor and quads. Okay, those of you that laid back, you're going to start to prop yourselves up. Eventually return to Anjaneyasana. We'll meet up with our friends that stayed there. Negotiate your space on your mat. Okay, and we'll turn it into a variation on Parita Parshvakonasana. So that left leg's about 90 degrees bent. I like to bring my torso up and over the thigh. So I roll the flesh of the thigh in with my hands. And as that flesh is rolling in, it's a little easier to get that right arm hooked outside the leg. Push your left hand down into your right hand. Get your thumbs to be at the center of your chest. So they're not by your left elbow, your left shoulder, they're by your center chest. Okay, slowly unravel. Step back. Chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing, inhale. Downward facing, exhale. Shake out your head and neck. There should be no tension there. Let's rock forward to plank. And we're going to come down to the belly. If you feel weak at this moment, put your knees down first. Once you decide knees up or down, you're going to start bending your elbows. You're going to try to get your chest and hips to land at the same time. Once they're there, Sphinx pose. The elbows will come down maybe an inch or so in front of the shoulders. Forearms are parallel, shoulders roll back. And then we pull. We pull our chests forward. Your fingers are working here. Pubic bone presses down. Toenails press down. Okay, come on down to the forehead. Release the arms. Reach back for your ankles. Once you've got your grip, start to kick. Let your arms stay straight. Your chest and shoulders will lift. You can keep your feet apart or bring the edges of your feet together. The more you kick, the more you're going to feel a stretch through your chest and shoulders. Take 2 more breaths. And we'll slowly come on down, hands under the shoulders, curl to your back bend, either cobra with the hips down or upward facing dog with the legs straight, knees and hips up. And we'll meet in downward dog. Downward dog is a forward bend. It is also an inversion. If this is not a pose that helps your breath return to normal and helps your back feel neutral and safe, do something else in between our back bends. Let's come onto the shins. You can either step your feet forward. I like to jump and land on the toenails. So it looks something like this. If you land on the toenails, it's smooth. Okay, hands to the hips. Elbows back and in, squeezing in toward each other so you feel like your chest is opening. With your thumbs on your tailbone, nudge your hips forward and your tailbone down. I'm gonna back up just because I can see in my little laptop over here that my black shirt against the cat condo is not a helpful visual. So we're pushing the hips forward, arching back. You can stay here or bring your hands to your heels. If you have your toes untucked, like what I have, your heels are going to be pretty far away. You could also tuck your toes, a la this, so that your heels are higher. Okay, slowly come up from wherever you were, and we'll meet in downward dog, or do whatever you can do that helps you recover from what we just did. Okay, let's jump through and have a seat. So I just back up my hands a little bit because otherwise I wind up off the mat somewhere. And have a seat however it suits you. We're going to lay back for Baddha Hasta Sirsasana. Hands will be about the distance to your feet. So if your feet are out here somewhere, it will be a little bit hard to do this balance, this back bend. So try to bring your feet in. And once they're close to your butt, lift your hips. Either keep your hands there or roll your shoulders and arms under you. Interlace your fingers. We'll stay here for 5 breaths. Trying to get our hips higher and higher so that we feel more and more stretch through the hip flexors, the abs, the chest. Okay, come on down. I like to land my butt on my forearms so that my arms are stuck underneath me. It feels so good. We're going to come into another back bend in just a moment anyway. So let's lift the hips again. You can either keep your arms underneath you or place your hands by your shoulders. Come to the top of your head. So you have 2 hands, 2 feet, and a head on the ground. Make sure your elbows are in. Start to straighten your arms. As you straighten your arms, push with your feet so that your chest goes more through your arms toward the wall that you can see. The legs have a lot to do with your wrist comfort and your shoulder comfort. Okay, slowly come on down. Tuck your chin so you can land on your shoulders as you descend. I see a lot of weird neck things that people do on their descent. You just tuck your chin, your neck is happy. I'm going to check in with the clock. We're going to do one more back bend from our backs. So you decide if it's one of the 2 we already did, or I'm going to do Viparita Dandasana. So if you want to do that with me, you'll have your hands under your shoulders. Again, you'll come to your top of head, just like you did before, but this time you're going to creep a hand closer to your feet, and then the other hand closer to your feet, so you end up on your forearms. Once your forearms are comfortably down, it's the same thing that you did with your legs to get your arms straight. Your chest will go through to the wall you can see. Your head will come off the ground, and now you can look toward your fingers. Those of you in this Viparita Dandasana, come to the crown of the head, replace your elbows with palms, straighten your arms again, Urdhva Kukkutasana, and to descend, tuck your chin, land on the shoulders, and come on down. So those of you who want more back bends, just pause the video and do more back bends. There's a million ways. The thing we just did, you can even do it from a headstand. Easy peasy. Okay, so knees into the chest, hands to kneecaps, exhale. And on your inhale, push your knees away. Exhale, pull them in. Inhale, push away. One more time. Okay, so we'll keep our knees close to the chest. Just release your arms out to the side. They are now off duty for a moment. And just touch the floor with your tippy toes close to your butt. And bring your knees in again. When your knees are in, notice there's no space between your back and the ground. Touch the floor with your tippy toes. Do not let there be any space. And bring your knees in. One more time, just like this. So we're trying to keep our back flush with the floor, even though our legs are making it harder. Okay, 90-degree bends in the knees. And bring your knees over your hips. Press your back into the floor. And either stay here or with that 90-degree knee bend, staying pretty much the same, just touch down and lift up again. And you can go in whatever range works for you. If you lose the integrity of that core, just go in a smaller range. No big deal. Okay, let's place the hands on the shins. Chin to the chest, start to rock forward and back. Eventually sit up, Baddha Hasta Sirsasana, soles of the feet together. This is Ashtanga primary series pose. We're going to do Baddha Hasta Sirsasana A. Inhale, chest up, fold forward, exhale. So the armpits are reaching away from the hips, just like earlier in our forward bends. And the hips are hinging, so there's not really a rounding of the back trying to get the chest low. It's just when the hips sag. You might end up with your chest at your feet and your head somewhere out in front of your feet. Okay, rise up for an inhale. Pigeon for the exhale. Right leg in front. I'm just going to move my laptop down so that I can keep an eye on the clock, because I see that hour flies by. Okay, so pigeon, there's a million ways to cheat. That's why earlier we did flying pigeon. The way that I personally prevent myself from cheating is I put my foot on the forearm and I push into the forearm. Then my other hand, I put it out in right field and sort of make myself stay centered so that I don't roll to that right hip. Whatever way that you can prevent yourself from cheating, do that. And let's rise up and change sides. So part of the yoga practice is learning about yourself. Teachers can always suggest ways to you, but ultimately it's your own situation to uncover. Okay, so we'll rise up and we'll take a forward bend over two straight legs. So just circle that leg around. If you feel tight, just bend your knees. Life will be a little easier there. You can hold the feet. Maybe you can hold the feet with straight legs. Maybe you want to interlace your fingers underneath the feet. You just do something that is challenging enough for you to feel excited about it. Okay, and slowly rise up. Before we come into Shavasana, we're going to go for a headstand, but not everybody. So let's start in hands and knees. This will be the last pose before Shavasana, but of course, this is a YouTube video for you, so you can do it however you want. So for headstand, you're going to measure out your elbows. Make sure they're not too wide. Wrap your fingers. Interlace your fingers. Press the edge of your hand into the floor. Lift your knees. This is called dolphin. My head is off the floor. My legs are straight. I'm pushing into the edge of the hand. As I get stronger, feet are going to walk in. If you want, just practice this. Get stronger. When you're ready, head comes down. And then it's the same. Feet just walk in until at some point there's nowhere left for them to go. And they have to go up. But it's a very slow lifting up. Try to distribute the weight through your whole forearm. That includes your elbow, your wrist. Those of you that went upside down, bring the legs down to an L shape so that you can see your toes. Point your toes. Try to breathe normal, in and out through the nose. Lift the legs up again. Push the inner edges of the feet together. That will give your legs a little extra strength to get up there. Then we'll start to bend the knees. Bring the knees toward the chest so that we can land in child's pose. Those of you that stayed in dolphin, you just put your knees on the floor, release your grip. We all end up in the same spot. Okay, and when you're ready, inhale forward to your plank, knees up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. And come through, have a seat, lay back for Shavasana. Either the legs are just straight and flopped open, about at mat's width, or soles of the feet to the mat's width and knees drop in. Or any number of other things that allow you to release. Take a few more breaths here. Just let your body get a bit heavier on the mat. Start to wiggle fingers and toes. Bring one or both knees to the chest so that you can roll over to the right side. You can use your right arm as a pillow so that you're comfortable in this fetal position. Now start to sit up. Keep the eyes closed. Go slowly and some way that's easy for you. hands to a prayer in front of the chest. Take a deep inhale. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale, again, this time thumbs between the eyebrows. And exhale to fold forward. Any amount. Namaste. Namaste is the word that ends yoga classes, but in India it is hello, goodbye. It is also the eternal in me acknowledges the eternal in you. And in India, when they say hello, goodbye, they don't shake hands. They do a little bow because energy is said to be exchanged too much if you physically touch another person. So you can acknowledge the boundary of you and them and the essence of each other without actually intermingling those essences without that clear-cut boundary. So that is just sort of a little background of Namaste. See you guys next time.